This is a Hot Pie Original.
Well, Deshaun Watson of the Houston Texans, who's just sort of standing around during practice, if he's at practice at all. No wonder he doesn't have a new employer. Uh-oh. Says, how many times when this has come up and all the bizarre storylines and having all of the massage therapists on direct messaging, having so many massage therapists. Look, if it's consensual, he's probably not a criminal and it's not worth our time. If it's not consensual, then the local DA needs to take over. Now it's being reported Deshaun Watson reportedly bracing for potential grand jury proceedings over accusations. Now, the grand jury would only start to hear this case if they were in fact felonies. So that's what is on the table now, reportedly. Remember, the Texans were waving a sign saying, please take him, please take him. It's the way they're going to rebuild their franchise. This guy. He is the only asset they have to sell. He's their only chance to not liquidate, but to build up their franchise. And I kept asking, why is he still hanging around? Why have they not traded him? And now we're starting to learn more. So it's reported, this is Pro Football's Mike Florio, who knows the stuff, and by the way, is a lawyer. A settlement of the 22 pending lawsuits against Watson likely won't matter if a settlement happens in the near future. The criminal investigation has progressed to the point where we're told Watson's camp is bracing for an eventual grand jury proceeding, and no one knows when it will get started. If and when Watson is indicted, he would almost indefinitely be placed on paid leave by the league. So if you want to read into this and what he's hearing is true, just because you're indicted doesn't mean you're guilty. But when you are indicted, that means that there is enough evidence, felony evidence, and lights out. That may explain why the poor Texans, I don't know what they know, but it may explain why the poor Texans were waving that sign saying, trade, 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 buy, please buy, discount, discount, discount. They may be fearful that if he's indicted, they're going to have to keep him and pay him for a while, or while he's going through the indictment. So he's going to be placed on paid leave. I mean, so it just gets worse for the Texans. I don't mean to laugh because this is serious stuff, and hopefully the prosecutor picks the case up. But understand how awful this is for them. They would now have an expensive player no one will touch. He can't help him at all. And they're having to pay him while he's going through the court process, the legal process. Now, you could say that's only fair. You know, it's not proven the guy has done something wrong. Well, he doesn't want to be there. He's tried to leave. And you might have a person who's guilty of a felony on your team, and you're having to pay them. You got nothing in return. Nothing. Oh, and you're having to pay him. And he's not even showing up to work. Hey, every guy can relate to this. You're tired of wearing those baggy cotton shirts that feel like you're wearing curtains. There's a difference. In fact, I'm wearing the difference. That is the ultra premium basics from goodlifeclothing.com. You'll love the shirts. I've been searching for a long time, like every guy, for the perfect lightweight shirt that looks good if you're in pretty good shape. It's at goodlifeclothing.com. Check them out. You'll see the difference for yourself. You'll feel the difference for yourself. It's the perfect shirt for this time of year in Austin, Texas. So, two things. Go to goodlifeclothing.com. You get a 20% discount if you enter the promo code JeffWard20. That's goodlifeclothing.com. Enter the promo code JeffWard20 or stop by their store domain Northside. You'll love the difference. You'll feel the difference. It's the perfect fit for a guy that's in good shape. It's goodlifeclothing.com, promo code JeffWard20, or stop by their brand new store at Domain Northside. Is conceivably what could happen. Does he deserve it? He might. I've said all along. If it was not consensual, then this is a story about wearing an orange jumpsuit and not about playing football. if it was consensual, then this is a story of a guy's life being ruined by these accusations. I'm not saying you have to think that he's moral. I'm not saying that he didn't drop the towel, but if it was consensual, it's a different story and he's been ruined. If it's not, the legal process needs to take its course. The Texans are really screwed. They're screwed right now anyway because they couldn't take anyone to take him off their hands. I wonder if they knew in desperation that he was going to be facing an indictment, and that means the league would suspend him and they'd have to pay him. And I know people would say, well, why would you have to pay him if he's facing an indictment? Because it's not proved that he's guilty. And so he would turn around and argue, oh yeah, what are you going to do if I'm not guilty? So this is a mess as usual, and it's all going wrong for the Texans. I mean, not only are they stupid and they're the worst franchise, they have some of the worst luck you can imagine. They never envisioned that their quarterback would be in this kind of a mess. They never envisioned that best case scenario, he's got issues with massage therapists. Worst case scenario, he's a felon. They never saw this coming. I mean, I know it's not cool to cut the Texans any slack, but there's no way they saw this coming. I don't know. Well, it's none of our business if it's consensual. It's none of the Texans' business if it's consensual. Now it might make sense why he didn't, one, pay them, or two, anyone trade for him and have any way to trade him if, in fact, this is what's hanging out there. If Watson is indicted, the NFL will likely see that it has enough grounds, reportedly, to place the Pro Bowl quarterback on paid leave. He can remain on the exempt list indefinitely, and league officials would likely wait for the entire legal process to unfold before handing out their own discipline. Even if Watson isn't indicted, there are still 22 civil suits awaiting a hearing. He can't be deposed until 2022. Meaning that there is a chance he'd miss the entire 2021 NFL season without a settlement. Begs to ask the question what I suggested some time ago, and that is the Texans really, if he's not a criminal, if it's not a felony, the Texans really needed to say, buddy, could you get out of this mess and just pay? Could you please pay them so we can give you what you want and get out of here? Because remember, he said, I'm not paying, I'm not doing it. This means this entire thing hangs around until he's deposed in 2022. Oh, I don't want to say, I like to say poor Rudy sometimes. This one is poor Texans. Poor, pathetic Texans.
From the Hot Pie Media Studios in Austin, Texas, it's the Jeff Ward Show. Listen at jeffwardshow.com.